Hi YouTube, it's Fester here, vlogging at you from this beautiful park by the river on a lovely Sunday morning. As you can see, there's a little bit of a festival that's going to be set up here, and we're going to be doing New Music Tuesday a little bit earlier because Dirty Projectors' new album, Swing Lo Magellan, was leaked June 27th, which happens to be my birthday, and also Andrea Russett's birthday, as well as Khloe Kardashian Odom. So just a little tip of information for you. And I am a huge Dirty Projectors fan, so this album leaking was an awesome birthday present for me. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of background on Dirty Projectors because they are very buzzworthy, and then I'll do the album review for you. Okay, so if you haven't heard of Dirty Projectors, they are an experimental indie group based in Brooklyn, where else, and they've been around for a long time. Dave Longstreth is kind of their tortured genius band member and the one who's been in it the longest. But I'm going to be basically talking about them since they got their new members, the girls, which joined them for their 2009 album, Bitter Orca. Now, actually, they lost one of their members. Angel Deradurian was possibly kicked out. It just says she's on hiatus, but the buzz around the blogosphere, the word on the street is they kind of had a falling out. At least that's what Hipster Runoff says, but whatever. So now the band is basically Amber Kaufman, lead singer, Haley Deckel, another singer, and frontman and singer Dave Longstreth and guitarist, as well as a drummer Mike Thompson and bassist Nat Baldwin. They do a really very different style of music in a world where everyone is trying to be so different. They're ones that really do it. They really focus on vocals, and there's a lot of harmony, especially between these girls. It just sounds like kind of like a choir, and then they have very downplayed backing tracks, often just a kind of obscure guitar riff played by Dave on his electric guitar, and they're fascinating. They are kind of an acquired taste. They have a couple of songs that are a lot more accessible. From their 2009 album, Stillness is the Move was kind of their song that really broke them out and put them on the map. And some people complained, Anthony Fantano for example, that it stuck out and not in a good way, because it is much more poppy, much more radio friendly than the rest of their stuff, but it is my favorite song by them to date. But I have grown to like everything of theirs, although it did take a little bit of an acquired taste. The new album, Swing Lo Magellan, is similar. How can you really say if it's similar or not, because they're just so weird. But it's still got the strong vocals and harmonies and some little bit kind of weird percussion, African style, along with these little finger-picky type of guitar riffs for backing by Dave. The song that I like the most is called Just From Chevron. Now, you might have heard it if you saw the trailer for their new film. What's it going to be called? Oh yeah, Hi Custodian. Like them to come up with these freaking weird hipster-ass names. But in that little 1-minute trailer where you saw the girls clapping, wearing those track suits with those earrings or whatever, that song you heard them singing was called Just From Chevron. And you can find any of these songs from Swing Lo Magellan, at least at the time I recorded this video you could, just by doing a search on YouTube for that album name, Swing Lo Magellan, S-W-I-N-G, Lo, L-O, Magellan, M-A-G-E-L-L-A-N. Now, you know, it might get taken down soon for a DMCA claim, so listen to it while you can. And if they do get taken down and you can't find it on anything else, well, then just wait for the 10th of July when their album is going to be released on iTunes and everything else. But I really highly recommend these guys, especially if you like indie type of stuff, a little more experimental. If the only type of stuff you like is, you know, Drake and Rihanna and Call Me Maybe, it's probably not going to be your thing. But if you are into indie whatsoever, if you like stuff like Animal Collective or even like Fiona Apple, you will probably really like these guys. And if you are a blogger or kind of like a music connoisseur, these are someone that you need to know about because they are incredibly buzzworthy. Not only do they have a very unique sound, get very high critical acclaim, but they really have great personal branding, and it's they don't like to admit this, but it's difficult to argue. I mean, you have these just beautiful young, kind of weird hipster girls, you know, and they sing like fucking angels gliding down a rainbow. They just have these beautiful voices, no pun intended about the angel thing. But and then there's Dave, you know, kind of this mysterious and brooding, you know, front man, and it's just they really are good at getting people curious about them and generating all this buzz without really trying to do so. And that's the only way you really can generate true buzz is organically. But people are fascinated with them, and I certainly am. I'm going to be seeing them in Minneapolis on I don't know, the 20th or something like that. It's only going to be like $25 to see them at First Avenue. If you're familiar with Minneapolis area, or you ever go there at all, I mean, it's right downtown. It's, you know, like 7th and Hennepin. So, yeah, it's going to be a good time. But, yeah, that's Swing Lo Magellan. I would have to give this one probably like an 8 out of 10. Their last album I would have to give like a 9. It was really great, and the only reason I can't give it higher is because it is really kind of hit or miss for me. I do tend to like their more accessible songs, the ones with more obvious melodies. Their lead single, Gun Has No Trigger, is probably their most accessible one, and it's really cool. And again, the girls' voices just do such a cool effect. They build up with this ooh, and then right when it gets to kind of the hook or lack thereof, they just kind of blast through like trumpets, and listen to it and you'll know what I mean. It's a really cool effect. And they do this weird thing called hocketing. If you're familiar with 3D projectors, you'll already know about this, but you really got to check them out because they're just something so different and unique, and I highly recommend them. But like I said, Angel Durian is not with them anymore, so 3D projectors must be missing an angel. Missing one angel, they're Durian, because she is nowhere to be found. Bye-bye.